Hi guys, welcome to my 5th reading review this week. Today I'm going to be reviewing Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. Lynn Painter is an American writer of young adult and adult rom-coms. She's best known for her book Better Than the Movies, which is the one I'm reviewing today, but she mainly focuses on feel-good romances when writing her books. This book is a rom-com, and within that genre there are these things called tropes. The word trope describes a significant and recurring theme in usually romance novels. So, as for example, common tropes are things like enemies to lovers or opposites attract. The target audience for Better Than the Movies was primarily for younger teens around 12 to 18 years old. The book's main characters are in high school, so the book primarily appeals to high school students that want to enjoy a sweet and funny story. There are many public reviews on this book, and the average book reader is either 13 or around that age. And they all seem to give it an average of 4 stars out of 5, so the target audience was reached and they seem to enjoy the book a lot. Better Than the Movies is a book about a senior in high school named Liz who's obsessed with rom-com movies because of the connection it has with her mom. Her next door neighbor Wes is the kind of guy that's always been a pain in her butt. One day, Liz's childhood crush comes back into town and she makes it her mission to go to prom with him, but the only way to get to him is to scheme a plot with Wes since he's friends with her crush. They spend a lot of time together and their hatred for each other changes over time. For this book, there isn't a specific structure to it other than it just goes from chapter to chapter, but the pacing is very addicting in a way. Since Liz's main goal is to go to prom with her crush Michael, the book starts off around 2 to 3 weeks before prom takes place, so the book goes pretty quick with the time we're given before the main goal is accomplished. I think the pace isn't like a crime thriller quick kind of pace, but it goes at a very leisurely pace, so it goes by quick. And I think with this kind of light and sweet book, the pacing is absolutely perfect. So I was expecting to fully hate this book just because of the genre. With this project, I found books of all different genres, and I decided to get some that I think I wouldn't like just to be more open-minded and get the full experience on different books. So going into this book with my research, I knew it was going to be a super cheesy and a very cutesy kind of book, which I didn't think I would like based on the other books that I've loved. But after reading, I was insanely surprised with how much I liked it. Maybe it was because I thought I was going to hate it, but I fell in love with this book while reading it. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, which makes it the first book so far to get a full 5 out of 5 on the book alone. I was incredibly shocked with my love for this book during and at the finish, considering I was dreading reading this book. In no way, shape, or form was I thinking I'd enjoy a rom-com book so much. The beginning was kind of meh, just because I wasn't excited to read it, but once the story continued and progressed, I was so into it, and I finished the book in 3 days, which is pretty quick for me. I feel like everything in the book was so enjoyable, from the characters to the situations and everything surrounding it. With this book, the realization I had with it was that you shouldn't let a certain situation keep you at a single point in your life. Liz's mother passed away when she was young, and we're told that everything that Liz loves comes directly from her mom. She strays away from big milestones in school just because she misses her mom so much, and she can't stand the fact that she isn't there to congratulate her. The big thing that Liz took from her mother was her mindset on love, and her mother always compared rom-coms to real life, so Liz never wanted a charming and intriguing guy because she always wanted a stable and sweet guy. But that was her main issue throughout the whole book, and around the end, Liz realized that she doesn't even know if her mom would have changed her mindset on the guys that she's liked. So she decided to move on from being stuck in her mom's mind and starting to make decisions that were right for her, which felt really sweet to me. Now for my final touches, which will be right here. For the plot, I gave it a 9 out of 10. For this book, we have a kind of fake dating plot where Liz's main goal is to go to prom with her crush Michael, so she uses her neighbor Wes to make it seem like they're dating and make Liz look more desirable. Of course, over time, Liz starts to think differently of her feelings and friendship with Wes while they're always hanging out, but reminds herself that Michael is the goal. It's a very surface level kind of concept, but I feel like Lynn Painter executed it very well. For the writing and vocabulary used, I gave it a 7 out of 10. At the beginning of the book, there were some phrases used that kind of cringed me out and what was probably making me think I wouldn't enjoy this book. But after the first 2 chapters, I think, it got better and it was just regular writing. There wasn't anything special, but it was still pretty good. For detail, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I feel like the book was pretty descriptive for me to understand like the setting the characters were in and how they were feeling in the moment. There were some cute little details in the book as well. So like one of the characters' passwords to their phone was the day the book was released, which is kind of a cute little Easter egg. But overall, the detail was amazing and the book was super fun to read. For characters and development, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Every single one of these characters in the book was portrayed so well according to the place in their book, which I love so much. Aside from the main characters, Helena, who is Liz's stepmom, is made out to be like the kind of caring stepmom that wants to get closer to the child. But Liz completely disregards her feelings, which puts Helena in a tough situation that I think is depicted amazingly. That's just one of the examples that I could talk about for a long time, but every single character was just made out in a really real and relatable way, which was so amazing. For the ending, I gave this book a 9 out of 10. Without spoiling anything, I loved and enjoyed this book so much, especially the ending. After what our main characters have gone through during this book, I think it was such a satisfying ending and so pleasing to read. I didn't have a favorite quote in this book, which is a little sad, but what I did like about it was that at each new chapter, there was a quote at the top of the page that would kind of set the mood for the chapter you're entering, which I think was really creative and I liked it a lot. Overall, I gave this book a 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5 stars. Better Than the Movie surprised me so much. It's kind of crazy saying that it's one of my favorite books just because it was such a lighthearted read and kind of cheesy. I loved it so much that I was talking to a bunch of people about this book. And the day after I finished it, I actually bought the second book in the series, which I am super excited to read and I cannot wait. I would definitely recommend this book to people who want a short and sweet kind of read. It was just super amazing. That's it for my 5th review of this week. Thank you for watching and make sure you come tomorrow to see the next one.